Injury-wise, where are you?
Obviously got a new one in Conor Bran. I think after the game when I was doing my interview, I looked to my right and saw him in pain on the floor. Bit of commotion going on. So yeah, did it in the after the game. Obviously the players who don't get on the pitch, they do a little bit of work. And he did a bit of work with Steve Mildenhall, the goalkeeping coach, and kind of slipped awkwardly and had real pain in his knee, and then obviously we've scanned it and there's a dislocation of the knee basically, and I think there's some ligament damage there as well, so he's going to be out for probably 8 to 10 weeks with that.
So what happens for your backup goalkeeping option?
Well, we're working very, very hard, obviously behind the scenes, trying to get one in time for Saturday. It's a very difficult situation, as you can imagine. A very skinny market. There's not a lot of quality out there. So we're working extremely hard. I think we've got up until 12 o'clock tomorrow to get that finalised and done, hopefully.
But that's a much better option to you than, say, asking Steve Mildenhall to do it or putting in someone from the youth team.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if it comes to it, then we will probably put one in from the youth team. We've got a good keeper in the youth team anyway that we quite like and who's trained with us on a regular basis, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Elsewhere, how are you looking? Any other concerns at this point?
No more concerns. A few little bumps and bruises, but nothing major. Obviously, the ongoing ones in Angus MacDonald, Rushan, Tom Clayton. So yeah, just the ongoing ones.
And how nice is it to finally have Fraser back and available?
Yeah, good. Yeah, because Fraser's done well for us, and I think we missed him obviously in the games that he's not played. So yeah, it's good to have him back.
Is he a centre half option for you if needs be?
He is a centre half option. Yeah. I think we've all seen that he's very committed. He's a good defender, very strong in the air. He'll go and attack balls aerially. So yeah, it's an option for us definitely.
And does that probably avoid you having to call Harrison Minton back, which I'm guessing you'd be loath to do if you wanted to have a regular first team football? Yeah,
we're not at that stage yet where we feel we have to bring Harrison back. I think it's important that he continues playing his football where he's gone. So no, it's been a good long move for him and obviously Harry Parsons as well. But no, we're not at that point yet.
I know we talked about it quite a lot last week, but it's all done with Johnny Williams. He's in the squad. So how do you feel for him? And as a manager, how do you adapt to without him?
Well, we have to, and how do I feel about him going? Really pleased, he's deserved it. I think he's been outstanding for us this season. So it's a brilliant achievement first and foremost for him, but also for the football club as well. It's great for him, and obviously we're going to miss him because he's been arguably our best player. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I'm hoping that he comes back unscathed and comes back straight back in the team when he comes back.
What sort of work do you feel you've done with him as a club to get him to the stage where he's fit so frequently and playing so much football compared to earlier in his career?
Well, I think that I've always kind of said about the medical staff here and strength and conditioning staff here as well. They're really, really good at their jobs and they keep the players tip top. In terms of his actual football, I think he's enjoyed playing this season. We've played him in positions where he can kind of roam freely and be that attacking threat that he's been. He's scored 6 goals, I believe, this season, which is more than he's ever scored. So he's really enjoyed his football. And I give him kind of license to play with a freedom. And I think he's enjoyed that.
Is there any slight nerves on your part or his part on playing him on Saturday? Now he's in the squad and the World Cup is so close.
Yeah, well, we'll have to assess that. I'm not going to give my team away for Saturday, but obviously we'll have to assess that.
Going back a little bit to last Saturday without dwelling on it, What do you try and do as a manager when you've probably had your two most contrasting performances inside 7 days?
I think the first thing what I do is try and understand it, watch it back, clip it all up accordingly, understand it, and then debrief with the players and try and get some kind of clarity on why we were so poor, which we've done obviously. We've drawn a line on it very early in the week and moved on from it, and we're hoping that we don't see too many performances like that again.
It felt like the first time you were a bit sort of frustrated with the kind of mentality a little bit. Is that fair? And have you sort of spoken to the players about that?
Yeah, I think that's probably more of a frustration after the game from my point of view. I think that it was very difficult. I thought Stockport played a really good part in it, by the way. I thought they locked in against us. They didn't show us many spaces for us to try and play out or play through. Having said that, I do feel that we got certain things wrong, which obviously we debriefed and spoke about. And once we get certain things wrong, it's very hard to kind of play our way. It's almost like clockwork. If one cog's out, the rest of it becomes really difficult. Yeah, and we found it hard, and you look at the goals, they were really poor goals. They were, like I said after the game, schoolboy defending, and I kind of stand by that. Listen, the players don't mean to play that badly, and the players certainly don't mean to defend that poorly. They're honest people, I know because I work with them every day. And it was just one of them things. I do think that every team has a bad day at the office, and that was probably ours.
Was Ben Gladwin's absence more significant in that than you thought, or is it kind of more of a collective problem really that you had? Yeah,
I think somebody said to me sometimes the games, some of your best games are the games you're not playing. We certainly missed him, didn't we? I think it was clear to see so. But I think he'll benefit from the rest, definitely. I think it was the right thing to do for him. And I think that there was other players we missed as well. I thought we missed Fraser. I felt we missed Tom Clayton, But yeah, we certainly missed Ben Gladwin, He's again, arguably being one of our better players. And it just goes to show when he's not there how important he is to us.
And in terms of Tranmere, not 1 in 5, but there's a few draws in there, quite low scoring games generally. What have you sort of seen and how do you assess them?
Yeah, they've not won for a while. I think middle of October was the last time they won. Watching their games, certainly the last game they played 3-5-2 in the first half, and then they changed at half time to 4-4-2 in the second half, and actually played better in the second half with a 4-4-2. So it's really difficult to judge what they'll do in terms of their formation and their team shape. So we'll be kind of touching on that this week in terms of playing against probably both, because we're not really sure what they'll do. Good players, got some good players in their team, and very, very, very experienced manager who I've come across many times, and he's a very good manager, and I like him a lot, and I think that if anyone's going to put it right, he will. So I'm hoping it'll be after Saturday. But yeah, they're a tough side.
And after a lot of miles and being on the road, how important is it to be kind of back at home and hopefully get the energy from the crowd you need? You look where you are in the table, there's plenty to play for this season.
Yeah, no, we're in a good position. We've had a good start to the season, in my opinion. I think that you take the cups away. Obviously, I've not won one game in the cup, or we've not won one game in the cup, in any of the cups. Apart from that, the league has been really encouraging. We've had a good start. But yeah, it's going to be, pleasing to be home. Saturday we've had, some real tough away journeys and some tough opponents on the road. So I'll be pleased to be at home on Saturday against hopefully a good crowd.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Thank you.